We're at the Screenland Theater, and we just saw X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Hugh.
Basically, Wolverine and his brother Sabretooth, played by Liv Schreiber, growing up through the ages as these guys who can regenerate themselves, and then what happens with William Stryker, who we met in X2, how does he get, Wolverine get the adamantium skeleton put in him, and basically everything leading up to the beginning of X-Men 1. X-Men 1 and X2 had great character development, had really short bursts of it too, and they kept the action going. I thought Bryan Singer did a great job of bringing these characters to life. For me, X3 fumbled the ball when Brett Ratner took over, and this seems like a continuation of the fumble.
But you know, you made a logic error there, because X3 didn't fumble the ball, X3 didn't know what the ball was. And this really kind of continues that theme of the whole idea of what an X-Men movie is, just gone, just completely gone. And this doesn't even try to pick those pieces up. Just decides, you know what, let's just shoehorn in everything, see what works. You know, kids like the Wolverine, they like the Gambit, they like the Sabretooth, let's put it in there.
Yeah, essentially this was an action flick. It was nothing less, nothing more. The first two X-Men movies really had this great analogy going on, this allegory of being outcasts, of being outsiders, and you can plug in whatever you want into that, and it works. You know, be it Bryan Singer and his you know, homosexuality or anything. That's the one that everyone usually uses. This movie, it was just an action movie. In fact, sometimes I felt like the action scenes were fumbled a little bit. I mean, there were some scenes missing, like some weird cuts where I didn't quite know how they got from one spot to another.
I couldn't even figure out what year it was. So yeah, I think the overriding message with this film was plot doesn't matter. Details don't matter, dialogue doesn't matter. Shiny claws, the boom boom, that's what matters.
I think he heard you.
I know, guys, I know it's a superhero movie, and I feel like I'm just, you know, bashing it to shit because it's not supposed to be anything more, but it is. You know, these myths work for a reason, and this falls for me somewhere between the really mediocreness of the latest Incredible Hulk and the awfulness, or just, you know, awfulness of Daredevil. Okay,
you know what?
It's somewhere between Daredevil.
I gotta say this though.
Hulk.
I'm gonna give it a couple of points. There are a few moments that long-term comic book fans like myself are gonna go, you know what? Yeah, all right, that was cool. There are a couple of great moments where you just go, yes, they got it. But for the most part, the biggest problem was it wasn't ridiculous enough.
I know who you are, Gambit.
Yeah, it was pretty by the numbers. Again, for me, the dialogue kind of ruined it. I'm going to give Wolverine a minor rock fist down.
You know what? I can't. I'm going to have to give Wolverine a minor rock fist up. You know what? Because for all its flaws, it's got some fun moments. It's dumb. It's stupid. Have a few beers before you go. You know? You might enjoy it, but are you going to walk out of there going, X-Men, yes? No. But you might go, okay, stuff blew up, Deadpool's in it, people get beat up, that's cool.
Okay, but I'm very surprised by Aaron.
I'm going to give a little love there.